Welcome to Celestia Zodiac with Celine. Dive into your weekly horoscope for March 30th to April 5th, where celestial insights illuminate your path ahead. Between March 30th and the morning of April 1st, a youthful spirit prevails, characterized by innovation, initiative, and a strong desire for action. Both young and mature Aries individuals will exhibit enthusiasm and motivation. From April 1st, after 6:05 a.m., until the morning of April 3rd, some may face challenging situations in their professional or public roles. Their desire to change established patterns of thinking and action may provoke protests and resistance from those affected, leading to drastic opposition. However, Aries natives will not be bothered by this, as it allows them to demonstrate their resilience to stress, conflicts, and socio-professional tensions, as well as ideological, political, or economic pressures. On April 3rd, Mercury will begin its apparent retrograde motion until April 26th, prompting a re-evaluation of personal life premises such as projects, initiatives, and desires. Mercury's transit through Aries will last until May 15th, enabling Aries individuals to make necessary corrections or revisions to essential data. Between April 3rd, after 11:08 a.m., and April 5th at noon, unpleasant surprises may arise from a friend, along with unpleasant twists of events experience. On April 5th, Venus will enter Aries, tempering internal tensions arising from the planetary congestion in Aries until April 29th. From April 5th, after 1:13 p.m., there will be a significant accumulation of astral influences in the first house of Aries personality, triggering maximum demands on those born under this sign. Between March 30th and the morning of April 1st, Tauruses will approach current life themes related to earnings, money management, and material gains with the right attitude. From April 1st, after 6 a.m., until the morning of April 3rd, Tauruses may experience an unpleasant feeling of limitation or the need to conform to certain rules, especially in the professional sphere. On April 3rd, Mercury will begin its apparent retrograde motion, lasting until April 26th, during which the planet will focus on internal thought processes, ruminating on ideas, and resolving concerns. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, inconvenient situations and aspects of public life associated with socio-professional insecurity may arise. On April 5th, Venus will enter the sign of Aries and will operate in the sector of the 12th house until April 29th, bringing about a good physical disposition or mental vigor that will enable Tauruses to accept and cope with a demanding lifestyle. However, Venus will only leave this sign on May 15th, giving those born under Taurus a generous period to meditate freely on the life aspects they have rushed through and which now prove to be more complex. From April 5th, after 1 p.m., friendship relationships will continue to be stirred by the 3 and, in these few days, 4 planets, allowing for pleasant dialogue, enjoyable meetings, sincere feelings of sympathy, and inner resonance based on shared interests, tastes, and common concerns. However, by the end of this week, the situation will begin to change, and a heavy atmosphere will be felt, with relationships becoming clouded by echoes of negative emotions. Between March 30th and the morning of April 1st, there may be possible dialogues in an official setting regarding methodological issues, a desire to establish order in partnership relations, and specific approaches by institutions through their representatives for the regulation of a contract. From April 1st until the morning of April 3rd, there will be a rigid attitude whenever the issue of giving up assets, relinquishing an advantage, or reducing a share of participation in a benefit arises. At the beginning of April 3rd, Mercury will go retrograde, lasting until April 26th, creating a more or less favorable framework for reevaluating ideas and the involvement of natives in activities with a friend or a group of close associates. Geminis will be able to carefully analyze the opportunity of the respective initiative, not hesitating to change their minds or impose new conditions. They will have time, as Mercury will finally leave this sign only on May 15th. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, interesting ideas will be heard, discussed, internalized, or put into practice, even if some of them contain a dose of adventurousness. On April 5th, Venus will enter the sign of Aries, and until April 29th, it will operate in the realm of friendship relations, introducing a particular dynamism born from the need to communicate, cooperate, socialize, but without the capacity to make necessary concessions. From April 5th, special challenges arise from the tumult of professional activities or the involvement of some Geminis in important leadership, organizational, or representative activities. The difficulty of managing sequences of public life will result from the interplay between vision, desire, hope, ideal, and the constraints of the moment or relational limitations. Between March 30th and the morning of April 1st, a normal organic state prevails. Current activities at the workplace are marked by the need to establish order in professional, contractual, or legal relationships. From April 1st until the morning of April 3rd, there is indifference towards the demands of a partner, apathy, sluggish mobilization, and a lack of initiative. On April 3rd, Mercury retrogrades until April 26th, prompting a re-evaluation of professional paths. Natives must analyze hastily accepted initiatives for potential shortcomings and consequences. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, some natives may find a less conventional solution to a material matter, an agreement with a friend regarding a potential gain that will require mutual honesty. On April 5th, Venus will enter the sign of Aries, and until April 29th, it will make a significant contribution to the public image of natives for affirmation, debut, success, victory in an official competition. Despite its status as a protector and bringer of opportunities, Venus will accentuate, in this zodiac sign, haste, ignoring details, impatience, and will emphasize inner desires that will be expressed more intensely or insistently, depending on age, education, context, or stakes involved. From April 5th, despite momentum in aspirations, natives face constraints in various life spheres, cautioning against ignorance as these may pose future obstacles. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, a good overall mood prevails, driven by a real zest for life, relaxation, fun, enthusiasm, and an unabashed desire for public assertion of qualities in an official setting. From April 1st and April 3rd morning, a sense of duty and professional responsibility emerges, even if it entails hard work, physical or intellectual effort, patience, method, attention to detail, and focus. On April 3rd, Mercury retrogrades until April 26th, prompting natives of this zodiac sign to reconsider their opinions and impressions on a particular life, work, professional training, or inner belief theme. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, Leos may find themselves in unusual situations in official relationships caused by surprising news or changing circumstances, unusual dialogues, or the sudden reactions of themselves or those they encounter, discuss, or negotiate. On April 5th, Venus in Aries until April 29th brings a favorable influence amidst the fiery energies, impacting Leo's beliefs and convictions, potentially leading to assertive behavior. From April 5th, inconsistent attitude towards money and their due or claimed assets. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, efforts are made to resolve current issues with gentleness and understanding arising from obligations towards parents, whom they wish to spare and assist without excessive demands or unnecessary alarm. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, Virgos focus on professional development amid ongoing internal challenges, striving for coherence in their plans across various life domains. On April 3rd, Mercury retrogrades until April 26th, serving Virgos well as they can carefully reconsider decisions and strategies regarding finances, assets, or material advantages after thorough analysis. In the same sector, from April 5th, Venus enters Aries until April 29th, creating favorable moments to pursue offers, change strategies, or initiate actions related to the specificity of this house of materiality. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, natives may receive news or experience surprising and novel situations at work that may trigger internal alarms. From April 5th, Virgos should refrain from acting on impulsive thoughts, passing indispositions that could make them disagreeable or decisions that could hinder favorable resolutions in their partnerships. Tolerance, diplomacy, sensitivity, and a broad understanding vision will be required. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, Libras engage in travel, conversations, correspondence, and contacts with individuals from different locations, seeking accurate information on legal, economic, fiscal, educational, and touristic matters. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, Libras handle current activities without enthusiasm, possibly delaying or ignoring them altogether. On April 3rd, Mercury retrogrades until April 26th, urging Libras to analyze past partnership experiences and plan their next steps accordingly, especially beneficial after Mercury exits retrograde, remaining in Aries until May 15th. On April 5th, Venus enters Libra's 7th house, providing protection against challenges arising in associations, disputes, legal matters, and intense discussions requiring immediate attention and resolution. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, surprises in emotional affairs may provoke negative reactions from loved ones. From April 5th, Libras may feel a special mood bordering on frustration, desiring isolation from workplace pressures and seeking solace in activities to calm their conflicted spirits. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, Scorpios ponder on thoughts, make plans, and estimate salaries, financial calculations, or upcoming payments to be made to the state. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, travel plans are either canceled or reduced to the bare minimum necessary, signaling a time for serious and mature contemplation of existential matters. Particularly for younger individuals, there's a need for additional information, clarity, and deeper understanding of the context to properly grasp the analyzed subjects. On April 3rd, Mercury goes retrograde until April 26th, allowing Scorpios to re-evaluate salary situations or professional offers they might have misunderstood previously. Mercury offers new perspectives and arguments, making them receptive to alternative solutions. In terms of health, intense stress is experienced, leading to physical strain, mental exhaustion, irritability, nervousness, insomnia, and lack of focus. On April 5th, Venus enters Aries until April 29th, transiting the health and work sector, guiding Scorpios towards balance and essential needs. It may facilitate the resolution of mental, intellectual, and professional issues swiftly. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, minor household equipment malfunctions or disruptions in modern technology-equipped devices may occur. From April 5th, intense emotions and feelings are experienced, providing a favorable period for artistic activities. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, the moon will transit the first house of the personality for those born under this zodiac sign, granting them a good physical and mental state. They should feel fit, energetic, optimistic, and willing to engage in activities that are not always comfortable or simple. Strong motivations, determination, initiatives put into action and accomplished. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, the astral context is less significant for making plausible anticipations regarding money and possessions. Naturally, these may still be the subject of discussions and occurrences explainable from the perspective of the birth chart. At the beginning of April 3rd, Mercury will go retrograde until April 26th, fueling many assumptions and analyses of romantic relationships. There may be a general tendency to exaggerate, but that doesn't mean that natives couldn't reach a conclusion, or rather a wake-up call to reality, especially if events directly related to their relationship or the person involved bring hidden truths to light that they couldn't observe at the time. On April 5th, Venus enters Aries until April 29th, igniting passions, love will be experienced intensely, and quarrels will arise frequently. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, intriguing news, hard-to-believe stories at first glance, bizarre dialogues, and strange encounters may occur. From April 5th, although natives will make efforts to maintain good relationships with their family, they will encounter several obstacles. The desire to achieve domestic harmony. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, the astral context is less relevant for the hidden mechanisms of bodily functioning. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, the moon will transit the first house of those born under the sign of Capricorn, softening some rough edges in their thinking, attitude, or the radicalism of their decisions. However, the large number of planets positioned in Aries will destabilize them now and throughout the week, subjecting them to real tests of resilience and self-control. On April 3rd, Mercury will go retrograde and will color the astral relationships with the family, allowing the same themes from previous discussions to be revisited. Some clarification may occur between April 26th and May 15th. Also in the 4th house, on April 5th, Venus will begin its transit, not being in its maximum form as a protector and benefactor, sometimes joining the other influences, amplifying the fire in the hearts of family members with whom the natives are disputing a life or heritage issue. Its role will be modest in this house of immutable past. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, possible financial surprises or salary reassessments generated by workplace restructuring may occur. Tense relationships between natives and their children or loved ones on financial matters are not excluded. From April 5th, pleasant dialogues and meetings, but Capricorns will need to control themselves to meet the honorable requirements of special conditions. March 30th and April 1st morning. Good communication with friends living far from the native's current location. Pleasant exchange of impressions. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, modest astral context for the specificity of the 12th house. However, we identify a very possible fatigue, a need for isolation, or a reaction of rejection towards squandering in common, noisy, public, unimportant activities. On April 3rd, Mercury goes retrograde until April 26th, allowing for the reconsideration of discussions with courageous individuals to re-evaluate uncertain situations or decisions. This influence extends beyond April 26th, as Mercury remains in Aries until May 15th. Additionally, on April 5th, Venus enters Aries, facilitating meetings with influential individuals and fueling mental vigor for Aquarians in various discussions. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, increased intuition, spontaneity, innovative thinking, and courage for Aquarians. From April 5th, potential material benefits or discussions about work and salary under honest conditions. Between March 30th and April 1st morning, there is mobilization and involvement in professional activities that may earn a native praise, appreciation, sympathy, and trust. From April 1st until April 3rd morning, the astral context is less relevant for friendship relations as the moon transits through this sector. On April 3rd, Mercury goes retrograde until April 26th, creating a favorable framework for discussing older salary-related matters. Pisces will reevaluate their previous opinions and revise their claims in a more realistic manner, finding legitimate arguments to support them in negotiations. It's not advisable for natives to have high hopes during this period, as the period from April 26th to May 15th is more favorable for resolving their financial issues when Mercury continues to transit through Aries, this time in direct motion, making it more efficient and dynamic in the same sector. On April 5th, Venus begins its transit through Aries, joining other planets already placed there for some time, creating special situations until April 29th. The swift unfolding of these situations should be carefully monitored to not lose the favorable context for the new approaches of those born under Pisces. Between April 3rd and April 5th at noon, there may be a possible state of inner restlessness. Astral mechanisms may influence an unexpected perspective on a past event or an unpredictable attitude in an ongoing one. From April 5th, the moon begins to transit Pisces, forming a formation of 5 planets in this water sign, providing natives with numerous opportunities for personal development and subtle understanding of life.